Hey guys, this is Stephanie. Welcome to Changing Scripts update video. Oh, I'm clearly in a coffee shop. I just have two things for this video. Three, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so number one, Allison Stentz is a viewer of Changing Scripts. Hi, Allison. And I had in my notes that she had her HSK test in February, and I don't know which part of February because I'm not looking at taking a test this month, so I'm not sure. And Allison, I couldn't find your information, but I wanted to give you a shout out. How's it going? How did it go? That kind of thing. So Allison, if you see this, leave a comment down below and let me know where on social media I can contact you and see how it went. Anyway, if you haven't taken it yet, Allison, good luck to you. All right. Number two is my update, which is super fast. Total shit. I really, totally and completely haven't done anything. I just did about, if you can see it here, my HSK book is under my podcasting to-do book. Podcasting is also part of the number 3 thing, but for now, it's, gosh, it's taken over in a really big way, in a really good way, but in a way where I've fallen completely off of studying. I haven't addressed the flashcard issue for my last to-do list. I think I only had 3 things that I wanted to do within 2 weeks. So my antidote for that is to make more frequent update videos to keep myself accountable until I get back on track. So I'm going to post this today, and every week I'm going to post an update video. So you can yell at me if I don't study. Don't yell at me for the outcome of my studying, but definitely yell at me when I do absolutely nothing for an entire week. That is a week lost. I had time. The problem is that I got on a new social media, found new podcasting groups, and got completely diverted with new people doing something similar to what I'm doing, and I need to balance these projects out. I really like studying languages, and I really feel like I could finally break through on this one. I feel like I could have a quote-unquote second language and some sort of level of fluency if I just keep with it. I do have a tendency in my life to stop when I'm starting to make progress with something, and I don't want this to fall into that category at all with podcasting or with learning Mandarin Chinese. So yell at me if you don't see this up here every week, and definitely yell at me if I have another freaking update video that says I have no update. Yeah, my update is I suck, and my update is I need to stop putting my hobby balance is not in check. My podcasting hobby has overtaken my language learning hobby, which actually affects my podcasting hobby because one of my 3 podcasts, yes, I have 3. One of my 3 podcasts is about learning Mandarin Chinese, so this sucks. Third thing is actually a really good thing. Heather from Sunshine and Power Cuts podcast, which is an amazing podcast about her super environmentally friendly, sustainable, solar-induced lifestyle in New Zealand. I have such a hard time describing it because it's so interesting and so complex. I probably should just have her tagline here. Anyway, once a year she has a Podcast Connections Sunshine Summit, and it's an online conference. Sorry, I just realized I have a list of people that I could probably shout out to while I do this, because I like giving people credit for what they do, which is awesome. And anyway, she's having it in March. I already did a post today where I got the wrong dates and time, so I'm just going to say early March, and I'm going to put the website to her Sunshine Summit page down in the show notes down below, and she has a counter for the days, hours, and minutes until there, and you can see my mug on there because she's interviewing me for an hour on the connections that I've made in podcasting over the past 2 years. It's my podiversary in April of this year. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I feel like such a podcasting baby. Anyway, that's also when I started this YouTube channel, so there you go. The other people that she's having on that podcast, Sunshine Summit Podcasting Connections Conference, online conference, it's all online, so you don't have to go anywhere. Even though she's in New Zealand, I'm in China, a lot of these people are in different parts of the world. You don't have to go anywhere. Just turn on your computer and watch and chat away with us. Paul, and I don't know what to say his name, but from the podcast Varmints, Ducky McDuckson, Jim Cullison, yay, from the Better Podcasting podcast on podcasting called Better Podcasting. Oh gosh, that sounds way too confusing, but him and SP have a wonderful podcast on podcasting. That's just like a tongue twister waiting to happen. Kelly Charles of Ask Win, Mark Diaz, Nicholas Haskins of Epic Film Guys, Dean and Nath, Chris Osborne from Underdog Podcast. I am reading a list, by the way. Adela Mizrachi from the Podcast Brunch Club. You've probably heard me talk about Podcast Brunch Club quite a bit. Probably more on my social media, on my Insta, as the kids call it, than anything else. It is a meeting around the world where people listen. It's like book club, but for podcasts. And Adela is the one who started it. She's a genius. I adore her for starting something so life-changing for so many people, and I'm not kidding. So those are the people that will be on the summit. Again, it's I'll put the link down below. It's the first week in March, 1st or 2nd, depending on when March starts. I think it's the 7th to the 12th or something like that. My time, if you look at New Zealand time, see, as soon as I say this, it's going to be wrong. So March 12th. Oh, I'll give you China time because I know that one. It's Tuesday, March 12th at 7:40 in the morning, China time. So if you go into a time conversion, that's when Heather and I are going to be talking on that live conference channel. Sunshine Summit, I'll put it down in the link below. So that's super exciting. Heather's website, her organization, her podcast, all of that is just insane. I hope someday I can be as organized and as adult and as polished as her project is. In addition to it just being super interesting, her entire life being interesting, and her being an amazingly humble, friendly, generous, wonderful person, her projects and the organization of her projects is just, I'm in awe. I'm in absolute awe. So I hope you join us over there, and you can ask us live questions while we're chatting about the Podcast Connections theme that we're going to be talking about. Live stream! I'm still at the coffee shop. Alright, so this is my update. Some good, some bad, and some please kick my ass if I continue to be a slacker in my studying, because I miss it so much. Oh, side note, number 4. We got furniture in China is notoriously uncomfortable, and the furniture in our apartment, even though our apartment is furnished, falls into that category. We had a new chair. We went out and bought a chair, just so I would stop bitching about how uncomfortable the furniture is. I have a wonderful husband who does this kind of stuff. The kind of stuff like putting up with me bitching about something for a year when I should have just gone out and bought a chair. It's something about having a furnished apartment and having to buy furniture that seems wrong to me. But the point is, the chair arrived. It's been 2 days. I sat in it for hours yesterday, and it did not hurt my back. And so I'm envisioning that I'm going to be studying from that chair, and clearly the coffee machine agrees with me. So hopefully that will help me get back on track, as I can sit in that super comfortable chair at home with my new light, so I can see what I'm studying and get back on track. Get back on track. Alright, how's your studying going? Leave me some comments down below. Maybe if I see how much you're doing, I'll get reinvigorated. Oh, that's a juicy word. Anyway, signing off for this week. I will see you next week with all kinds of motivated language learning stuff that I will have done. Sachin.